y'all, it's Steffi and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do kind of a follow-up video to my recent Q&A and more so talk about how I stay motivated, how I keep on my path to achieve my goals, basically having dedication over motivation. At the beginning of this year, I filmed a video about how to set and achieve your goals. Ooh, eyelashes getting stuck, which I will link in the cards. Now I know which way to point. Hey, over there. So there might be a little bit of some redundant themes because they all, obviously they're very much intertwined, but I thought what I would do today is share maybe just a little bit more insight on just why I went down the path that I went and some of my thought processes. Hopefully by doing it this way, you can take maybe one or two things out of what I'm talking about. There are certain factors in my life from when I was growing up that made me feel like I want to be able to just depend on myself. Like in every kind of way, I want to be able to depend on myself in case I didn't have anyone there. Like I don't want to have to rely on others. It's nice to have support and to have encouragement and to have a partner in life, like, you know, with my husband. All of this kind of drive came before I met Mike, which I think was good because I wouldn't be the person that I am today without having situations mold who I am today. There was one comment on why accounting isn't for you that I really connected with, and it was from my girl Stephanie Tour, and her comment was, I personally grew up extremely poor though. Most of my family members worked blue-collar jobs. I feel like a lot of people are privileged enough to have a choice. These people complaining about accounting have probably never had a shitty job that would make you appreciate a job that is just inside and stable. I am not the best at math, but for me, the stability is enough because I've witnessed the struggle. Your comment really resonated with me because, you know, one of the reasons I got into accounting is because of the job stability, and I am very thankful that I actually like the subject and that I like the career that I'm in. I'm very thankful for that every single day. A lot of my driving force was growing up, we didn't have a lot of money, seeing my mom be worried or stressed out about finances and money, like really stuck with me as a child and stuck with me throughout my entire life. And so that was one of the things where I was like, I don't ever want to be in that situation. You know, if I ever am in that situation, I'm sure I will figure it out and work my ass off. But I also secondly didn't want to have my children see me worrying about those things. I mean, she did her best, but you know, one person can only take as much as they can. But I wanted to put myself and my family in a position where my kids wouldn't have to worry about that and they wouldn't think about that. So that has always been a very big driving factor for me. Not succeeding at what I set myself out to do was not an option. In general, I mean to say, you know, if I, knock on wood, this never happens, but if I were to get laid off one day or if I had trouble finding a job or something like that, you will go through those hard situations, but in the overall scheme of my life, I didn't want it to be a constant theme of not being able to support myself and my family. That has always really, really motivated me to pursue, big goals. Things like getting my accounting degree. I mean, that's a big goal. That's getting a degree, going to a university, going to college. That's a big deal. You know, there was times when I would take it kind of lightly, like I took it as like, oh, this is fun time and time to party and stuff like that. And when you think about it, 7 years removed from that life, looking back at it, it's like, I wish I had known back then that what I'm doing in college is a very big stepping stone for me, for my future life. In college, like a safe environment for you to explore and to learn and to make mistakes. They put you in situations where you have to present in front of a class and it's like, oh no, if I don't do a good presentation, I'm gonna get a bad grade. But that really does translate into real life. Maybe not like with people just staring at you while you're the one person sitting up there, but in real life, you're gonna be in business meetings or you're gonna be in meetings in general, and maybe you're gonna have to show on a screen or something like that the work that you've done, or maybe you need to be able to talk about a specific subject during a meeting of some kind. So all of those things they're building blocks and they do translate into real life. It's just not the exact same. I don't know, I'm kind of going off topic. it's like one of the coals that keeps my fire going, is one of those things. Another thing that really has stuck with me a lot is, you know, my mom would always say this to me, and maybe it didn't come across as like the nicest way. So I'm gonna try to be nice about it, you know, but she's, you know, it's tough love, so it's fine. She would always tell me, no one can help you but yourself. And that would kind of hurt my feelings, because I was like, well, what about, you know, you're my mother, aren't you gonna help me too? I have friends, aren't they gonna help me? But what she said was so true. You know, there are obviously gonna be people around you who are gonna support you and encourage you, and hopefully you have that, even if it's just one person who is gonna be like the person who's cheering you on and has a positive vibe about them, which is great. But at the end of the day, no one is gonna hand you opportunities. There are some people who do get that, or who are just very, very lucky, but for the most part, everyone out there, you have to be the one to put yourself out there. If you want to get a job with the Big Four, you know, you got to put yourself out there. You got to get in front of Big Four professionals. You got to go to job fairs. You got to go to firm night. You have to be the one to put yourself out there. Like, no one else is going to be like, hey, I see you walking down the hall there. Do you want a job at the Big Four? Like, no one's going to ever do that for you. You want to make manager, or you want to make senior this year. Like, no one's just going to be like, here's the position. No, you got to like make it known. You're a career advisor. You got to tell someone, be like, you know, I want to make manager this year. What do I need to do? And then do those steps. Or I want to make senior. Like, what do I need to improve about my performance so that I can make senior? People aren't just going to hand these things out to you. It's you who has to be the person to go out and get it. If you don't, you're not gonna get anywhere in life. So that really stuck with me when I was growing up. Like, no one's gonna help you but yourself. And it was like, you know what, you're right. Like, that's all gotta come from yourself. And you have to find your drive, the reason why you wanna do something. You need to find those coals that's keeping your fire going. All that to say is that you have to be the one to drive your own destiny, to drive your own journey. It's all up to you, and no one else is gonna be able to do that for you. I can give you all of the advice I can about passing the CPA exam, but unless you actually sit down and plan it out for yourself and really get serious about passing a CPA exam, like, no one else is gonna be able to do it but yourself. Sometimes it's hard to believe that you are the one who's going to be able to create all of these great things in your life. I personally truly believe that you are the creator of your own life. If you want to have a specific kind of lifestyle, like, plan out how to get there. Take baby steps about how you're gonna get there. For example, for me, I'm in a spot in my life where this is where I wanted to be by the time I'm 30. Like, I'm reaching the goals that I set out from like day one of where I wanted to be by the time I turn 30, which is in 2 weeks. I think I'm pretty happy about it. Anyways, so first I had to finish community college, then I had to finish university, and then I, you know, had to get an internship, then I had to be in public accounting for a certain number of years and move up the ladder up there until I finally found like the job for me in industry. And it took a lot of time. It took, from the moment I started college, 13 years to get where I wanted to be in general. Just know that it's going to take time, and it's going to take struggles. It's going to take you staying on your course and staying dedicated even when you're not motivated to do something. And being dedicated is meaning you see where you want to end up. Keep your eye on your destination, and even though you don't know if you're ever gonna get there, you just have to keep moving forward, taking baby steps, just taking one step forward, one after the other, to reach that ultimate goal. And that, to me, is dedication. That is your tenacity. That is your overall ability not to give up. There may be moments in time when you're just like, I can't do this anymore, and that's understandable. And like I've said before, if you hit that wall, if you feel like you can't do more, you can't study anymore, you can't whatever anymore, then take a break and recenter yourself. Like, it's not gonna do you any good to just like keep banging your head against a wall. It's not gonna do any good. You know, take those breaks that you need to take, but afterwards, once you feel rejuvenated again, get right back on the path. In my mind, I think about it like walking a trail, you know, and if I got too tired and I need to take a break, I'm gonna go sit down in the grass and relax and calm down, and then I'll get back on the trail and keep walking. Like when Mike and I hiked up a mountain in New Hampshire, it was like, okay, we know what our destination is. I don't really know what it's gonna look like up there, but we're just gonna keep moving forward. And there was times where we had to sit down and I was like breathing heavy because yo girl doesn't do cardio. You take those little breaks and then you get back up and then you take another break if you need to and you get back up, and eventually you're going to get to this beautiful destination and be like, wow, I'm really happy to be here, but also I'm really proud of me getting here, because you're going to face so many opportunities in your journey to just quit, or just to be like, you know what, I can look up Instagram pictures. I don't need to know what Mount Major looks like all the way up there, you know? There's gonna be opportunities for you to take the easy way out, but it's going to build so much more confidence in yourself. It's gonna build your own self-esteem if you can just keep moving forward. That's also something that I learned earlier on in my career. Like, I was super uncomfortable and didn't have that much self-esteem. I didn't really know my self-worth, so I tried to, you know, add value by just being really committed and just being like the best version of whatever I could be. Whether that meant the best version of an order taker, or because I was ordering lunches and dinners all the time, if I could just do that real good, that's what I did, you know? And that slowly will build your confidence. Each time that you just stay on your path, you don't take the easy way out, it's going to build your self-esteem and your self-confidence. And then eventually, once you have little wins along the way, you will feel just so much more confident and so much better about yourself and your ability to reach goals. Here's what I want y'all to do after this video. Take some time to yourself and envision in your mind what it is that you want, where you want to be, what you want your life to look like. Envision what it would feel like to be at that place, to have achieved that goal. Plan it out. And just know, I also started where you guys are at. I know a lot of you guys here are like, I want to be where you're at. And trust me, I have wanted to be where I'm at too for a very long time. And it's only been in the past 7 months or so that I actually feel that way, that I've made it. You know, now I'm trying to figure out what are my next goals, because I'm kind of like in this like goalless place. Anyways, I have been where, you know, I was studying for the CPA exam and I was missing out on all of these things, and I felt like a shitty friend for not being able to go and do things with people, and just like a shitty person in general because my house was a mess, but I couldn't take time to like clean up because I was studying. You know, I have been there, y'all, and where I was dependent on my parents and I couldn't pay for anything, and you know, experiences that I wanted that I couldn't have at that time. I have been there, y'all, and trust me that you will feel, not only will you feel happy when you get to the destination, but you will feel happy along your journey, because you know this is your own effort. This is you earning the stuff that you have. This is you earning respect, or this is you building your character, or learning about yourself, or building your own integrity, or whatever it is that you, whatever your goal is, whether it's financial or not. Trust me, you will feel so much better knowing that you did this, obviously with the support and encouragement of those around you, but you will feel so much better than if someone just handed you, you know, here's your CPA license, but you didn't really study for it and you don't know what you're doing. That's not gonna make you feel proud and happy with the human being that you are. So just know that the trials and the tribulations and all of the stuff that you're going through, it's going to be worth it. I promise y'all that. And the reason I promise you that is because I've been in y'all's shoes. Everyone has a story. What y'all are getting to see is like one of the great chapters of my story. You know, there's a lot of other chapters behind that aren't as great. Hopefully by seeing this part of my life right now, it will help motivate y'all to stay dedicated on your journey as well. Anyways, sorry, that was kind of like all over the place, and I just kind of wanted to just get all of my thoughts out. I have a lot of thoughts at times, and they kind of like bounce around in my head. And so hopefully that, for the most part, this has stayed on topic, and hopefully it has been helpful and kind of insightful, or just like giving you food for thought. If it was helpful, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to be a part of our subby family, because we would love to have you, and I will talk to y'all in my next video. I apologize in advance if I mess with my hair like throughout this video, because I just blow dried it and I don't know, I'm not feeling it, but hashtag ain't nobody got time. So let's just do this. And the lighting is gonna be on and off because the sun keeps going behind clouds. Anywho, okay, now that I'm, you know, 10 years removed from that, am I 10 years removed from that? I can hear Mike. I can hear you, Michael, and don't listen to me.